The decision to bring a bird into your home, or any pet for that matter, is something that shouldn't be done on impulse. It's not fair to the animal. When you choose to own a bird, you're taking on a responsibility for a living creature. Keeping a bird can take a considerable amount of care and attention, but it's all worth the effort. Probably the two biggest concerns you should consider about bird ownership are their mess and their noise. With the proper caging and placement of the cage in your home, the mess can be minimized. The actual decibel level of your pet will vary greatly depending on the type of bird you purchase. This can range from the chirp of the finch to the deafening scream of the macaw. Me, I love the noise, but you may not, so check it out before you decide. Another consideration when choosing a bird as a pet is other pets that already share your home. Cats and dogs will naturally be curious. Most dogs can be obedience trained to stay clear of the bird, but cats will be cats. Even an overweight, half-blind cat shouldn't be trusted. A small, fluttering bird in a cage is just too much temptation, and a cat can do tremendous harm to a bird, even when it's caged. Hanging the cage from the ceiling and putting it high on a pedestal will deter some cats, but if your cat is very aggressive, separate living quarters would be necessary. A barking dog can also scare your bird. Try and introduce them slowly. Bird ownership can be a lifelong investment. Some birds can live as many years as their owners. There have been many cases of birds who actually outlived their owners. The actual life expectancies vary dramatically with the type of bird. Smaller birds like finches live about 5 years. The larger Amazons, cockatoos, and macaws live into their 30s and 40s, occasionally longer. The stories you hear of birds living over 100 years old, while possible, are not very common. Before purchasing a bird, you should consider your expectations of the bird. Are you looking for an interesting splash of color and song to liven up the family room? A bright, perky companion for a child? A bird that expertly mimics sounds and voices? Or a bird to become a unique member of the family? All of these things can be achieved. The key is to find the right type of bird for you. There are many different species of birds from which to choose your new pet. Within each species, of course, there are many variations in color, size, and temperament. We'll look quickly at a variety of species to give you an overview. You'll want to do some more investigation before you decide which bird species is the best for you. There are a couple of good places to look for birds. Pet stores specializing in birds, bird shows, and bird magazines are helpful. Look into local bird clubs and veterinarians who are members of the Association of Avian Veterinarians. Before you consider what species of bird you're going to choose, there's one management technique that separates all species into two very distinct groups. This new concept is hand-feeding these birds. Hand-fed birds have far more pleasant personalities and behaviors than their wild counterparts because the birds imprint on people. When the chicks are taken from their parents, they are spoon-fed or syringe-fed until they're weaned. This imprinting on humans from such an early age makes the birds very sociable. For the more expensive birds, some sellers will take a deposit at the time the bird is chosen and then take payments throughout the bird's maturation. This allows new pet owners to pick out their bird before it's actually time to take it home. The new owner can learn about their bird's personality before it's all moved in. They can also have a hand in raising it during that time. Perhaps the best thing about hand-fed birds is that they typically have no fear of humans. In fact, they probably think they are human. Let's take a look at some of the species available, starting with the budgerigar, also called budgies or parakeets. Parakeets are quite possibly the most popular pet bird around the world. Parakeets range in color from striking albinos and yellows to beautiful dark greens and spangled sky blues. Typically, they are inexpensive and easy to find in pet stores. When purchasing a parakeet, you should look for a young bird, about 8 weeks old. Their small size and active personalities make them good pets for children. They're lively and friendly and usually quite easy to tame, especially when purchased young. The boys can be told from the girls by their blue cere. The cere is the skin around the nostrils. Girls are usually tan to brown in color.